Alright guys, I'm not dead and I'm back with some tour games, so I'm sorry I didn't upload and whatever. Today I have round 1 of the Galbia the Tyrant tournament versus Rip Laddering, whose main is Forgotten Ones. This is just the alt, I guess. So Galbia the Tyrant is basically PU right now, but with some changes. So I actually have the thread right here, and I know I cropped it to change the stuff, but as you can see, it's basically PU and then added some stuff. So we got all the megas that we would have, except without their megastone. We have Overgrowth, Superior, Color Change Kecleon back. We've got some drops for menu, no knockoff. So the bans that happened because of knockoff were allowed. Throw is still like kind of disgusting. Shadow Tag, why not, and Gothita. I kind of want to build around why not, but I haven't done that yet. No confusion, no spikes. Basically, what Galbia decides, and honestly, I like it more than regular PU right now. As soon as we like ban Smashers, I have a feeling PU will get better, but it's still kind of stale because we haven't had any drops, and this is like new and fresh and fun and shit like that. So I built 3 teams. It is a best of 3 tournament. I do have both games. Wish I could have recorded them live, but it's whatever. And yeah, so I decided to build this one about Curse Miltank and Choice Band Throw. Curse Miltank, I know defensive sets are totally aids in PU, and I wanted to use offensive, and then I realized Curse probably isn't as bad as like Milk Drink T-Wave Stealth Rock Body Slam, so I feel kind of alright with using Curse. And then Choice Band Throw, I've got a Coil Arbok. Because I wanted, like, I don't even remember why I threw it on. I know it did something. I've got Stunfisk for rocks. I've got a Spadef Mantine, which kind of sucked last time it was in PU, but right now offensive waters are huge. And I was like, hey, I need an offensive water check. Oh, wait, Mantine dropped. And then Sash Kadabra because sweepers and smashers otherwise destroy me. So he's got what looks like a not Galbia the Tyrant team, which is understandable because he doesn't play PU. So he's just got what looks like some regular shit. Obviously can't set up multiple spikes with Roserade, but that's about it. So I'm just going to lead with Choice Band Throw because he really doesn't have any good switch-ins. And this is a free opportunity for me to click Ice Punch. As he reveals, he's like defensive spikes. That's pretty much okay with me. He's going to swap out into his Stunfisk on the Ice Punch. Really odd switch because, like, obviously it's a Choice Band Ice Punch. Physically defensive Stunfisk is very bulky, but he's just going to let me take it out. He does go for the discharge and gets a really... This para is going to be really unfortunate throughout the game. Choice Band Throw is a very cool mon, it's kind of neutered. He goes to Simipour. This would have done a solid 30% that I'm not going to get off, which will come into play later. I'm just going to go straight to Mantine. I don't care if he predicts me too much. He definitely might be running HP Electric. I'm not too concerned. He goes for Grass Knot. He gets a crit, which otherwise would have done 0, but I mean, it's not that bad. I'm just going to get rid of his Spike because I don't want his Spike. So that was lame. It goes for an Ice Beam, but it's absolutely 0 as I Air Slash, and at this point, had I gotten off the Ice Punch, it would have either been dead or only have one more hit, but unfortunately he's going to be able to save it and switch out. As I Scald, trying to maybe catch his Stunfisk, because it'll kill him with a Life Orb anyway, or so I thought. He goes to Roselia, I'm just going to be faster and KO that with Air Slash anyway. It's just his death fodder, so no spikes is nice. As I believe he's going to go to Raichu here. And I don't have a reason not to go right to Stunfisk, because if he's going to double into anything, I can probably handle it. And I do have Throw as potential Death Fodder, so he's actually going to reveal Nasty Plot, as Stunfisk can actually 1v1 a +2 Life Orb Raichu. Focus Blast not going to do enough. I do get a slight... I don't know if it's a low roll or not, but either way, no more Raichu is fine. That's all I really need Stunfisk for. Stunfisk actually wins if rocks are up. That's ridiculous. Sunfist is way too bulky. As he goes to Mischievous, I go to Throw. I'm just like, okay, well, Knockoff's not allowed, but what I do have is Choice Banded fucking Payback. And no more Mischievous, and that's why I wanted to use Choice Band Throw, because it can lure in Ghosts. They're like, oh, it doesn't have Knockoff. It's probably running like Ice Punch, Rest Talk, Storm Throw or something. And then Curse Miltank Sweep. But nope, dead Mischievous. He's going to para me, and then he's going to para me again, I believe. Nope, I do get the hit off and KO the Stunfisk, so... Throw putting in quite a bit of work, and at this point it's basically just a matter of cleaning up Simipour and Machoke, which I can easily do with my Kadabra right here. I actually go to Mantine, that wins versus both of them too, I suppose, and at this point I can just KO them with Air Slash. He goes to Machoke. Let me just skip this. He's going to be clicking Bullet Punch only for whatever reason. I don't know if he was Choice Banded or Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I still would have had a Kadabra. But I do have the second game. This is a team I built around Agility Ampharos. And the problem is, I was like, wow, Ampharos dropped. I want to use Ampharos. Let me run an Ampharos. Unfortunately, Agility Ampharos really isn't that great. I feel like if it would be ranked, it'd probably be like B minus or C plus if it dropped like right now. It'd probably be more like a bulky pivot to help check waters and ices and fires and stuff. Not so much fires. But I was like, yeah, I want to use Agility Ampharos. Let's go. It's not that great, and therefore the team definitely has trouble taking things on, especially offensive waters, since that's an offensive Roselia. But then I decided to run Shuka Arbok because it can lure ground types. I can coil as they switch into Stunfisk or Piloswine, and then I can win 1v1. That's how Shuka Arbok works. Metang is a smash check. I threw on Grass Knot because that's how you check Smashers. It's actually pretty good. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. Full special, max special attack, modest, offensive Metang with Stealth Rock, Grass Knot, Psychic Flash Cannon just for fun because I did have another serious team waiting in the back in case I lost. Choice Band Stout because it breaks stuff. And then Altaria is like bulky setup sweeper check. So if they have like Duocean stuff, which is a real issue, I do have Perish Song Altaria and Offensive Roselia because I like it. That's basically the thing. So I am going to lead Stoutland because it can basically bop pretty much any bulky lead. As unfortunately he sends out his Raichu. I'm going to go right to Roselia as he does not like predict in Volt Switch, which would have kind of sucked. I probably would have made that play. But it's not that bad. He's going to miss a Focus Blast. That's fine. Would done 0. I'm just going to double back into Stoutland and didn't expect him to burn me. But I should have kind of expected that because he doesn't really play PU, so I probably should have clicked Facade because I would have gotten a kill next turn. I am going to switch out because I am locked into the not-so-strong move as Altaria is going to be my least useful member right here, so I'm kind of just going to use it to wear down his Mischievous as much as I can. I think I'm like Dragon Pulse, Roost, Perish Song, and then I threw on Moonblast. I didn't really know what to run. So I'm just going to use it to basically wear down this Mischievous because I'm assuming he's Spadef. He might even be Fizdef. Either way, it's an Ampharos counter. But so is his Roselia, and so is his Stunfisk, so Ampharos really won't be doing too much. However, it does counter Arbok. That's why I wanted it dead. Because now +1 Gunk Shot might kill or something. Motherfucker, I don't want this again. No. Oh my god. Guys, it's back. Let me just reload the page. No. Alright. Alright. No! Okay, fine. He sets up a spike as I go to Metang. Let me slow that down. I'm just going to get my rocks to punish stuff, and that lets Arbok for sure KO the Mischievous. As he goes to Stunfisk. I'm just going to have to turn off the sound. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do, why it's causing that here. Music off. That was like turn 11. Alright, so he brings in his Mischievous to save his Roselia on my Altaria to save his Mischievous. I'm just going to go to Metang on that, set up my Stealth Rock, kind of wear him down. Stunfisk obviously counter. I'm just going to go to Altaria in before the rock so I can roost up, maybe keep it around for a bit. I don't have much to take on his Stunfisk, but Altaria can win 1v1 since I don't believe he's running Toxic. He's just going to click Discharge, resisted because I roosted obviously. And at this point, I'm actually going to swap out into Roselia because it can just take whatever. I just wanted to roost up with Altaria. Not going to get a Discharge pair, fortunately. And I'm just going to click Sludge Bomb because I don't want to Leaf Storm into the incoming Rose. At this point, I realize I don't really have a good switch in. Like, I can kind of sack Altaria, but that's it. But I'm just going to kind of skip through this stall war, which is basically us both spamming Synthesis and Sludge Bomb. Unfortunately, he's using the Analysis spread, which is like very fast Rose. Not really so good anymore, but it means he will win every speed tie, and eventually he's going to live on 4% and be able to KO me. I'm just going to go to Altaria to Revenge. It's my least useful thing. At this point, I honestly thought I lost. I was clicking buttons because he's got up 2 spikes. He's got Simipour and Raichu, and I have nothing faster than them. And he goes to Simipour. I am going to go to Metang. Very bad play. Should have kept Metang to check both Simipour and Raichu, and even Machoke. And Altaria was doing like nothing. Instead, I go to Metang and just let it die to 2 Hydros because he does predict that there wasn't really any reason to do that, and had I stayed on the Hydra, I would have done some nice damage. But I'm gonna go to Ampharos. Just click T-Bolt. Do I predict his Stunfisk? I do predict a Stunfisk. Go right into the Stoutland, because I can basically get a kill with Facade. Unfortunately, I'm weakened by spikes and burn and stuff, and I'm just going to get one kill and have to sack this thing. He even has Protect just to weaken me even more. Um, but I do believe he just stacks his Mischievous at this point, since it was at like 20% after rocks. 28%. I thought it was a little lower. Um, but yeah, at this point, he can just go into his Simipour to take out my Stoutland. No, he goes to Raichu, and this is kind of where I come back, because he clicks HP Ice, expecting it to just KO me and have the free win, as he doesn't KO, and I'm just able to take him out with a Facade. Whether that mattered just based on the way I won in the end, I'm not entirely certain, but he's going to go back to his Simipour. I just go to my Ampharos, like predicting that, and click T-Bolt, expecting him to not Stunfisk, because I predicted it last time, as the Machoke takes quite a bit. I was surprised. This is Max Modest Magnet, as he's now going to save it and go into a Stunfisk as I try to T-Bolt it again. I do have Altari to switch into Stunfisk, though, so it's alright. And basically, if I can get up on Agility, then I would win. But I don't have any situation where I can do that. So I go to Altari. He's actually going to discharge Para me right here, which kind of sucks, because he goes back to his Simipour, and I could have hit it with a Dragon Pulse, and I get motherfucking paralyzed on his Simipour again. So his Simipour never dies. It just keeps getting paralyzed. Had I hit that, I would have actually had a good shot with Shook Arbok plus Ampharos weakening him. But what's actually going to happen really catches me off guard is I go to Arbok. I'm just going to take him out with a Sucker Punch, no problem. He goes to a Stunfisk, and at this point I realize I have Aqua Tail Shuka. Am I going to do enough for Ampharos to KO? And then I check and see he's max defense, and he's going to be able to 2-hit KO me, and he's still going to be at, 37, 38%. So I need a max modest Ampharos to KO that with Focus Blast, to both hit and KO. And I have no idea what the relevant damage calc is. But somehow, with this game, him having those two like really fast offensive threats, Ampharos is going to be able to hit and KO with the Focus Blast. And at this point, I outspeed his Machoke KO, and there's nothing he can do. So I just ended up winning in two quick good games. I got to save my last team so that nobody can scout it out. I'll be doing some more building. Hopefully I'll be doing this live. I really do like the meta. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.